So Tucker Carlson's views with Ben Shapiro is escalating. Feud with Ben Shapiro is escalating ever since he hosted Nick Fuentes on his show. Their backlash has been going back and forth. Take a listen to what Tucker Carlson recently said on his latest show about Ben Shapiro.
You want to sell your ideas to them? You want to convince them of what you're saying is true? Show some love for them. Demonstrate that you love, you care about them. Why are we doing this? Because we think it's better for you. Shapiro and all of these guys, they don't make an effort to do that because they don't feel that way at all. Shut up, cattle. You're a Nazi. Give us the money for our preferred little country, or else we're going to denounce you. Man, those attitudes are incompatible with leadership and, in fact, with democracy itself. You can't have a country of 350 million people governed by boutique goals and concerns. I really care so much about this thing, and you better care about it too, or else I'm going to attack you and deplatform you. It doesn't work. It's illegitimate, actually. And if you keep it up, you're flirting with, real backlash, like a real one. Not Nick Fuentes, like a real one. So cool it. Listen to other people. Don't treat them like.
So there you have it. It was he very intentionally said your preferred country, stating that Ben Shapiro is effectively an Israel firster, which is true. Ben Shapiro has advocated for every war in the Middle East that had no real benefit for America. This caused a wave of backlash online, both in support and a lot of other Israel first criticism from the pro-Israel crowd. There's also this clip of Ben Shapiro recently at Megyn Kelly's in-person tour where he talked about Tucker Carlson mentioning Maduro. Take a listen to this clip here.
Ben Shapiro responded this way.
Tucker's made the point, I'm not going to here to be Tucker's defender, but he's made the point that Maduro is culturally conservative.
Who gives a shit? The guy's a communist dictator. Everyone in his country is eating dog. He's shipping fentanyl to the United States to kill Americans. Why do I give a shit whether he's anti-LGBTQ rights?
Who gives a shit? I do. I'm not moving to Venezuela. I'm not pro-Maduro. But I care about that. Why wouldn't I care about that? I've got kids. First of all, I'm against abortion. Sorry, unpopular. I feel that way.
Who gives a shit? I'm Ben. It doesn't. Ben Shapiro. It's apparently Americans. You have to give a shit. You have to give a shit if it's about Israel. You have to give a shit all the time because apparently, for some reason, Americans really need to worry about a foreign government named Israel. That's fine. Tucker Carlson briefly mentioning Venezuela, not fine whatsoever. Ultimately, the goal is to prioritize America, to focus on America above every other country because of the fact that we're Americans. Ben Shapiro, however, that's not the way he rolls. He really puts forward Israel above America because it's his promised land in the Bible. That's how he believes it. And, I'm really glad Tucker Carlson used the word cattle there. I've mentioned it all the time. I'm Palestinian. I have family in the occupied West Bank. And the one thing, and the last time I visited the occupied West Bank, and probably the only time now because of my platform, was back in 2022. And the settlers there, they have a weird fetish, and they love viewing and using the word cattle to describe Palestinians, and not just Palestinians, but anybody who's not Jewish. That's how they call us there. That's how they view us, and that's how that's what they call us. So him saying the word cattle, I think it was a little bit intentional. He could have said sheep. He could have said anything else. But it's the fact that that in my personal experience, at least with my family, what I've noticed is this is how these settlers, at least, I don't want to generalize, and I want to make sure I'm within YouTube guidelines here, but these settlers at least view people that are not of their group and of their religious group. So obviously this feud has been escalating online, and I want to read to you guys some of the comments here. Again, this is X. In November, Tucker Carlson interviewed white nationalist Nick Fuentes on his podcast, where Fuentes made anti-Semitic remarks and criticized U.S. aid to Israel, which Carlson did not challenge. Ben Shapiro condemned the interview for normalizing hate speech, calling Carlson a spreader of vile ideas, while Carlson defended it as free speech, calling Carlson and accused Shapiro of silencing critics of Israel support. The dispute reveals tensions in conservative ranks between America First and isolationists and pro-Israel interventionists, spreading widespread online reactions. Wow, Ben Shapiro now gives a damn about hate speech. He has no problem spending 2 years justifying Israel's onslaught in Gaza. No problem justifying the murder of babies. No problem there. But God dang it, you criticize Israel. That's hate speech. This is the thing about this false sense of morality with these people. Nick Fuentes, who says a lot of weird things, who says a lot of very controversial, a lot of the time just hateful rhetoric, will never, ever, ever be as bad as the person justifying the murder of babies. Okay, that is fact. He will never be as bad as Randy Fine, and he'll never be as bad as Ben Shapiro, because I haven't heard Nick Fuentes for the past 2 years trying to justify Israel's genocide in Gaza. I simply haven't. So if you have, let me know I haven't. So until you hear somebody doing stuff like that is just truly morally corrupt, and Ben Shapiro coming on here now worrying about vile hate speech, dude, shut up. Give me a damn break. Give me a break. So Nick Fuentes commented, Ben Shapiro's career is finished in this country. The American people finally see it for what it is. Ben Shapiro is good for humanity. Tucker is not. Again, John Ordrasik, the last, well, that's how he feels. Ben Shapiro was anti-Trump. Ben Shapiro is good for Israel. Tucker is not. Alex Jones kind of commenting on the same video here. This is what it looks like to be more committed to the post-war secular religion than Orthodox Christianity. That's how one can keep saying things like a Christ rejecting Jew is more like a Christian than Christians working to restore a Christian nation. And it goes on and on and on. But let's see here. The Daily Wire is far from perfect, but it has been at the forefront of every one of these battles for the last decade. Shapiro simply doesn't think like Tucker does, that communism and the suffering of the entire nation is fine as long as the government is against abortion. So again, this is somebody that's basically trying to just comment on what Shapiro was saying regarding Maduro. Shapiro is only about Israel to the detriment of Americans. This makes Shapiro an enemy to the American people. Tucker is one of the greatest truth seekers and truth tellers of this generation. Anyone paying attention and not owned by foreign country sees these obvious truths. And it goes on. And Ben Shapiro views humanity as lesser than his race. Tucker does not. So that's just a little bit of what we're seeing online between Tucker and Shapiro. This is what I have to say, is that you cannot be supportive of Israel and support sending billions of dollars and fighting trillions of dollars worth of wars for Israel while claiming to be America first. I'm Palestinian, and I can promise you guys, if there was ever a situation between America and Palestine where putting American interests diverged, I will always stand with America as long as I live in America and I'm an American citizen first. Now, when it comes to me speaking up about Palestine now and speaking up about what's going on in the Middle East, I also wholeheartedly believe that a free Palestine and peace in the Middle East, which has been a policy for the United States forever, on paper at least, regardless of how CIA covert action and what everything else is going on, truly is beneficial for U.S. interests. Okay? Humanitarian rights across the Middle East where there is no more bombing is beneficial for U.S. interests, because what we're seeing right now is this project in the Middle East called Israel is isolating America and isolating itself. We're seeing a weakening of our international diplomacy. We're seeing so many states now, the Arab states, starting to lean towards the Russians and the Chinese because they just simply don't see Americans as a fair player. So this is kind of what happens when America becomes overtaken by a foreign country from the inside out. It starts to alienate America from the rest of the world. that's really everything I wanted to discuss with you guys for this video. I'll just go through some of the comments here. Shapiro lies intrinsically. Ben could have used being put through public school. I know so many arrogant nerds exactly like him. He'd get a reality check quick. Instead, if he still thinks he's a funny man, neither are true. Too much reading of X comments. Thanks for the feedback. I'll keep that in mind for next time, Gene. Otherwise, I hope you guys found this video interesting, and I will talk to you guys again soon. If you haven't yet, please go ahead and click the subscribe button below it.